Hey everybody, this is David Skreka. Getting a little better today. This actually doesn't look too bad. I'll see how this comes out. So it's pretty windy today. The wind's coming out of the south, kind of blowing northwest. So now the wind's at my back. So I'm trying to do this because my back is obviously blocking the wind. So I'll see how it sounds. If it doesn't sound good, I'll scrap it. Just had a cold front, so it's been pretty windy the last few days. It's supposed to die down tomorrow. I'm just gonna have another one's gonna come in next week. So, this is gonna be a lighter video. I'll talk about the video I just posted yesterday on Wednesday. I'm doing this on Tuesday, but I'm gonna post it on Thursday. And then I don't know. I think I'm gonna talk about football a little bit. Talk about the weather here. I've done this kind of video in the past, so. For those of you, and I don't have a lot of subscribers in Canada, Northwest, Northeast, even in England, and you're looking to go someplace on your vacation, the one thing, and I'm not trying to crap on the country I live in, but I do suggest, is I wouldn't come to Bahamas mid-December to about mid to late February. Now, a lot of people would like the weather here. Like it's 23 here today. But it's windy, so it feels a lot cooler than that. But I think if you want that good vacation weather, which I consider to be late 20s, I like November and I like April, May. Because those are the kind of what I call the transition months, where you're going from, summer or fall to winter, and then, winter to spring. And that's when it's not too hot. It's not the 32 degrees, or for my American friends, 90 degrees every single day and humid. And it's also not when it's get these cold fronts where it can only be into the 60s. Now, because of the ocean temperating everything, we have better weather in Florida. Like when you have these cold fronts, it can get down to the 40s, even in Miami. And when that happens, we're in the 60s here. And then in the summer, we don't get into the hundreds like Florida. So that's the nice thing. We don't get as hot and we don't get as cold. But it's still, in the summer from like May to like October, when it's 90 degrees and humid every day, you do kind of get a little worn down by it. So this is pretty nice right now, but in this cold, like Wednesday today till about Sunday is supposed to be, or till about Saturday, I think it's supposed to rain Saturday. So the next few days are gonna be nice, like that 25, 26. So anyhow, there you go. There's some advice with travel. Like if you are gonna go to the Caribbean in December, January, I would actually think, Barbados, Curacao, Aruba, Jamaica are probably a little better if you want hot weather. If you're someone, you're fine, okay, like low 70s, mid 70s. And the nice thing, if you come in May, the rates will start coming down, and I think the weather's a lot better. So, in terms of the video I posted yesterday, so I hadn't done a trade, legendary trades. That's what I'm going to call it, legendary trades, because that's what it is. It's not talking about a trader or investor's career. It's a trade that he did. So this was one of my favorite documentaries. I've probably watched this thing 50, 60 times. It's called Bulls and Bears. It was done in 1998 during the crash. Well, I explained it yesterday. So anyhow, one reason I wanted to kind of do this video from here today and talk about it is, look at this shit. This is the shit I've talked about. Excuse my language, because it pisses me off. That's the stuff that comes in off these, because there's no land out there till Africa. So people throw crap off their boats. I think it's really disgusting. And then it washes up on shore. And I don't care, you can be in the most pristine, beautiful beach in the world, and it's gonna have that crap. Obviously this is not a touristy beach. In Harbor Island, you wouldn't see this stuff because they have people cleaning it, but you just can't escape this stuff. And you can see this is a pretty damn nice beach, other than a few of that. Anyhow, so what I like about it, because there's a scene at the beginning where he goes to the ocean, lives in a small town up in northern Australia, in Queensland, and goes to a beach kind of like this one, like there's no one on it. And then he's living in a place, he's having problems with technology. He's kind of got this little dumpy type place that was under renovation. Now, my house was never dumpy, but I did have to do a big renovation like a few years ago. So it's like, it's just funny to see him, and then he's the kind of guy who likes to have a few beers, swears. So it's kind of like, if of all of the guys, he's a bit of a misanthrope. So when I watched this documentary, I was like, well, like all the people that are here, or I've seen over the years in trading, you know, even though John Templeton lived in the Bahamas, but this guy is the guy I'm more similar to. So I'll talk about the trade and what happened yesterday. So I'm not going to rehash that today, but that's why I always like that documentary, because I just like that guy's lifestyle, like his attitude towards things. He's not politically correct. So I think he's from Chicago, and I heard that there's a word in Chicago they call it. It's called Chad. So if someone calls you a Chad and they're from Chicago, it means they think you're a real alpha male, you know, type guy. So I would consider that in my stratosphere to be a compliment, you know. So anyhow, and then so I really like it. And then he loses a lot of money and gakes it back. Anyhow, I'm going to talk about that. You know, I'm rehashing it because, again, that video was going to come out the day before this one. So that's why I like that one so much. Maybe I should put this out Wednesday and then the actual video. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. So yeah, I like the guy's lifestyle. You'll see, where he lives. You know, he's from Chicago. He moves to Australia, so it's kind of like I moved from Canada to the Bahamas, looking obviously for better weather, etc. And then there's an excellent interview with him he did years and years later, talking about kind of how he trades and stuff like that, right? And there's this great analogy he makes, which I'll talk about like, it's like riding a comet. Like, you don't see too many comets, right? Or imagine how hard it is to jump on the back of a comet that's going thousands of miles per hour. And trading is like that most of your trades don't work out. I'm going to talk about that next week too, my next legendary trade series. About a friend of mine who's basically a billionaire and in junior mining. And I would say that he lost more money on deals in terms of number of deals, but the deals he hit on basically meant he was rich. So that's kind of what you have to do, It's like kind of being a power hitter in baseball, or a deep throw quarterback. You're gonna miss on most of those bombs and most of those home run swings, but when you get them, they pay off, right? So so I'll put that out Thursday because I think this is a better intro. So, and I hope you enjoy that. It's one of my favorite documentaries too, because it's entertaining. It's not so much a documentary about like X's and O's of trading. It's more like fun. Anyhow, so the comet thing is, you once in a while you get on one of those trades. I got one deal that's done really well since I did it in the last month. I've talked about Zinc 8. I don't want to curse it. Sometimes I don't like to talk about these things. You don't want to curse it. And I've had a handful of deals like this in my life. One of them helped pay for my house here, down payment for my house. So I'm hoping that this is the next one. And these kind of deals don't happen too often. I'll probably do, a whole bunch of them every few years. And then you're hoping like to get one of these once every 3-5 years. I do think I have a handful of these right now because we're at the bottom of the mining market. Like I had a whole bunch in the 2000s because we're at the bottom of the mining market and the juniors were so good from 2003 to 2007. I had like 5 or 6 of them. That's almost unheard of to have one kind of like huge home run a year. So, and I had one in 2011, 2010, 2011 helped pay for my house. So, anyhow, I'm hoping this could be potentially another one because I can see this thing really rocking. But anyhow, and I guess, I don't know. I talked about weather, I talked about the Bulls and Bears. Markets were pretty quiet today, kind of mixed. For our members, I got another energy storage deal I put in the members section. So for those of you who are paying members or lifetime members, you might want to check that out. Football, I don't know, man. I'm a Raiders fan. They've stunk for a long time. I hate the Chiefs. Okay, look at it. The one thing about football is this. Being a Raiders fan, I don't want to offend any of my... I got one of my favorite subscribers, a Broncos fan. But I think the 4 teams I really hate are the Patriots, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. I really don't care about the Broncos anymore because they haven't been good for years. And that's what kind of happens, you know. Patriots, I hate for them is even dwarfed. I want them to continue to be bad because I think Patriots fans are spoiled. But the Chiefs are definitely number one on my list now because I just think this whole thing with Taylor Swift, with Kelsey and his stupid brother getting drunk with his shirt off, I think they're the most obnoxious jerks I've ever seen. And it's just like everything's gotten to their head. Like one thing I'll say about Brady and Belichick, those guys were total professionals. Like these guys are clowns in my opinion. I don't care how good they are. You can still be a clown, you know? So they're goofballs. So anyhow, yeah, it's just sexy all that stuff on the ground. So anyhow, so that's it. I guess like, but also it's fun to have a team to cheer against. If your team's not in it, it's almost like I have more, just as much fun watching teams I hate lose than the Raiders. You know, so, and I really don't care about the other teams. The 49ers, I don't even like the Niners, but I wouldn't mind if they won because I'm a Leeds fan. Niners own Leeds, so Niners winning is good for Leeds. You know, because the more money the Niners get, the more they're pumped back into Leeds United. So and then play the Lions. I always disliked the Lions. I went to a game 20 years ago with my dad. The Lions fan stole my dad's jacket, so I always disliked them. But I like the coach. I like that team actually. Yeah, that's 20 years ago. Who cares? And then and they're fun to watch too. I like their offense. And then the Ravens are probably the best team right now. They should win the Super Bowl. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah. So I guess if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably say I'd like the Lions to win. Because they've never won a Super Bowl, never been to a Super Bowl. Being a Raiders fan, we stunk for a long time. They've stunk for a long time, so I can feel their pain. But they're probably the least likely team out of the 4 to win. So, anyhow, I guess I'll leave it at that. Windy day here. We'll see how this turns out. You know, it really sounds like shit. Excuse my language. I will not put this up, but let's see how it goes.